today, let's start with understanding what is active immunity, right? And we also will be understanding passive immunity. So let's first talk about active immunity. And active immunity is when a particular host, for example, this host right over here, have its own immune system that can come from anywhere, its own immune system that can come from any infection. Usually it is slow when the onset is there, but it provides long-term protection. So the next point is long-term protection and also the memory. It is going to remember that particular pathogen. Next is the passive immunity. Passive immunity is when you are getting the immune system transferred, right? So let's say this is the host and it is getting antibodies from different organism. So the antibodies, they are basically antibodies. Antibodies are transferred from a different host, and those antibodies basically provide the protection to the host. Next is it's immediate when the antibodies are provided, so the immune system will work immediately, but it is short-lived. It's going to go away very, very soon. And it will also not have memory response. So memory response is absent in case of passive immunity. So that was about the active and passive. Now let's understand natural active as well as natural passive. So I'm going to divide this section, and one side I'll be writing natural active. On the other side, I'll be writing natural passive. And let's, understand point by point. First point is, it is acquired during the infection. Natural infection is happening. The immune system is generated. That is the natural active. And the antibodies as well as the lymphocytes, whether it is T lymphocyte, whether it's B lymphocyte, is basically the part of natural active. It will definitely have the memory response. And it is usually lifelong, or it's going to last for years. It's the best immune response. Next is, this is passive, where IgG, for example, is IgG antibodies from mother. It's going to protect the child. So basically, it's going to protect the newborn from infections. It's critical in case of humans. It's very, very critical in case of animals like cattle and horse, right? So passive immunities, natural passive immunities like that. Next is, let's understand what is artificial active immunity, right? And what is artificial passive immunity. So now the word got changed. Instead of natural, we have artificial. Artificial, and I'm going to divide this so that I can write down the points and we can actually compare them. The point number one is antigen exposure or vaccine that are artificially introduced inside the body is going to activate that response. Example is, you can have killed vaccines, you can have live attenuated vaccine. Next is, you can have subunit vaccines, you can have toxoids, inactivated toxins, and it's going to provide long-term memory, and booster is usually required to actually have that immune system working for a longer period of time. In artificial passive, you have antibodies that are generated outside the host that are going to work against they are antitoxins. They are going to work against snake venom. Monoclonal antibodies are the example, and it's very, very quick. And they are usually raised in animals like horse or any other animals, and then we get those antibodies, and they're going to provide protection against infectious agents as well as toxins. So that was all about active immunity, passive immunity, natural as well as artificial. Now let's switch the topic, and I'm going to move to MHC classes. There are different MHC classes that are really important. The first one is class 1, and you have class 2, and you have class 3. These are the three important MHC classes. We'll start with class 1. All nucleated cells containing nucleus will have that. Antigen presenting cells, they're going to have class 2. And secreted proteins, this is completely different kind of protein, but it comes under MHC class 3, and I will talk about that also. Now they're going to present, the class 1, they're going to present to CD8 cells. Class 2, they're going to present to CD4 cells. And then the class 3 are complement proteins, TNF proteins, tumor necrotic factor proteins are the class 3 proteins. Now let's understand the most important topic, which is the difference between MHC class 1 and class 2. So I'm making a very, very long line because there are so many points we need to understand. MHC class 1, MHC class 2, what are these receptors and what are the structural differences between these? We'll start with the presence of alpha chain. You have alpha chain, which is approximately 45 kilodalton, and then you have a very small microglobulin domain, which is beta 2. It's not separately a fully chain. Okay. In case of MSC class 2, you have full alpha chain, which is 34 kilodalton approximately, and you have beta chain, which is 28 kilodalton, right? And it will look like this. So you can see alpha chain like that, and small microglobulin. In this case, you have two separate chains. You have alpha and beta chains separately. Right. Next point is alpha 1 and alpha 2. They're gonna produce the closed-ended groove for antigen binding. Right over here, you have that groove between alpha 1, alpha 2, and alpha 3 domain is going to bind to CD8 co-receptor. Very, very important point. Okay, alpha 3 domain. Next is in case of MHC class 2, you have alpha 1 and beta 1. They're gonna create the open-ended groove right over here in between alpha 1 and beta 1. So it's going to bind to 13 to 18 amino acid peptide, very, very long peptide, and this is going to further bind to CD4 co-receptor because this is class 2 MSC molecule, right? So I hope now you are able to understand the basics of active immunity, passive immunity, and also natural immunity, artificial immunity, and as well as the basic understanding of MSC proteins, specifically structural difference between class 1 and class 2. I've tried to explain most of the important points between these two, right? And if you have any doubt, just let me know in the comment section. If you want MCQs for this particular topic, please do let me know, and I'll provide those MCQs. Usually I provide the MCQs in the description box, and notes will also be available over there. And please go and click on the description. You will find out the freely available notes as well as MCQs, right? And if you are new to this channel, welcome to Biology Goal, and we'll meet in the next topic. All right, take care, everyone.